today. This is Leslie Ziegler live from the Digital Health Summer Summit here at UCSF. And I am sitting here today with Mr. Brian Garcia. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Leslie.
Good to see you. So, new role, new exciting things going on. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what you do and about Welltok?
Absolutely, I'd be happy to. So I just joined Welltok a few weeks ago. I'm the Chief Technology and Product Officer there. And I joined Welltok as a health optimization company because I was really interested in solving a consumer engagement problem and their access into the healthcare system and how consumers stayed healthy while they weren't in a provider setting or in a doctor's office, which is most of my career was spent on taking care of the sick in the healthcare system. I really wanted to focus on how the healthy stayed healthy.
Interesting, yeah. The super high achievers, those who are motivated, and then, as you said, kind of the other 85%. So talk to me a little bit about how Welltok is approaching this problem. What tools are you using?
Absolutely. So Welltok's assembled some really great talent and some really great companies over the last few years. So last year, Welltok acquired a company called Mindbloom, and they really focused on game mechanics and personal well-being and personal improvement, which is a really interesting take on bringing that type of talent into a healthcare organization to take both the game mechanics and the personal improvement type of behavior mechanics and start implementing that into a consumer platform. They also bought a company called Incent One, which focuses on incentives and rewards. The really interesting thing about that is they weren't just focused on extrinsic rewards, gift cards and cash. They really also focused on intrinsic rewards, things that made you feel happy, things that made you feel good, things that were personal achievements for yourself that really created sustainable engagement inside of the platform and inside of healthcare to actually get on a good path of health and staying healthy over a longer period of time.
Interesting. So what you're saying is what you're doing is working. What are the outcomes? What have you learned so far?
Yeah, so far the outcomes tend to be pretty positive in most situations. What we found is they also can tend to be variable based on how the engagement to the population is structured. So how do you actually bring people into that particular environment? We've seen engagement rates up in the 80% range, which is incredible for anything in healthcare. But it's really dependent on how the system brings those people in to the solution and the way they structure the solution for those individuals.
Fantastic, yeah, and obviously as an engineer, outcomes, data, this is all, really what drives your role both at Welltok and probably personally. So, what are you excited about today at the summit?
So I've heard a lot of really great things about partnerships, a lot of really great things about results, which from an engineering side is fantastic. Who doesn't love numbers? But on the other side of it, a lot of really great things about the impact to individuals and the impact to families and the impact to populations of people and getting them healthy and keeping them healthy. I don't think that's been talked about enough in healthcare. It's a lot about what can we do with data, what can we do with apps, what can we do with mobile, what can we do with devices. It's like, well, why don't we figure out what problems we want to solve for and then figure out how technology can solve for those problems. I feel like that's a good trend that I've seen at this particular conference.
So is there anything that you can reveal about what's coming up in 2015 for Welltok or anything you're really excited about with the company?
Yeah, absolutely. So we recently acquired a really great company called Attendees. Yeah, which I'm very excited about. So they've got a set of machine learning algorithms that I am kind of near and dear to my heart. And what they do is they're really good at segmenting populations and understanding what's the most effective way to engage an individual. What are the characteristics of that individual that are going to get them pulled in to an experience and sustained throughout that experience? So we're going to embed a lot of that really great voodoo into our applications to further drive the engagement, both the immediate engagement and the longer term engagement inside of our platforms and the technologies, but more specifically inside of our behavior loops inside of our system to keep people engaged in what they're most focused on for them as an individual.
Fantastic. 2015, one to watch. So, Brian, one last question. If folks would like to get in touch, maybe Twitter, LinkedIn, where are you on the intertubes?
I don't use any of that technology.
I find that hard to believe as an engineer.
Yep. Twitter is @BJGARC. Everyone can find me there.
Fantastic. Well, Brian, I want to thank you for being here today, and that's all the time we have for now.